Hi, my name is Veronica Powell and welcome to Soulful Warrior Collective, the Junior Edition. So this class today is a practice in mindfulness and movement, and it's dedicated to all the little yoginis and yogis out there. So first things first, let's find a nice place to sit. I'm sitting on my mat. You don't have to be on a mat, but you want to find a nice place on the ground. And when you come here, let's come into what is called an easy pose, but it's one foot in front of the other. So you can see my right foot, this foot here is in front of my left foot, or it can be the other way around, like this, but just nice and comfortable, whichever is more comfortable for you. And first things first, just move side to side like this and find your thighs beneath you and just like spread. These are your thighs here, so the tops of your legs, just feel that ground beneath you. And there's some, as you wiggle a little bit here, you can probably feel these bones here called your sits bones, which is perfect because that's what we're sitting on. And you can just find them and then find the ground beneath you. So what finding the ground beneath you means is just focusing in on a minute of like, where am I sitting? Okay, I'm here. And that's a great way to start any mindful practice, yoga practice, breathing, all of the above. It's a great way to start, to just say, okay, I'm here. So starting here, there are many ways we can sit, and quite often this happens where we just kind of slouch. We all do it. So we have to remind ourselves, we have to use that brain to connect with our body, that constant connection. What am my mind doing? What's my body doing? And get them to balance together so it'd be nice and equal. And I think of blocks. So you've probably used stacking blocks or things like that, or even Jenga, that game. If you know it, you'll know that when you stack your blocks, you want them to stack like this on top of each other so that they can sit nice and in a nice line there. And they're nice and stable. You've got a good solid foundation here at the bottom. So if we do this, it's not quite right, and if we move it too much here, it's going to topple. Same thing if we do it this way, or it's not. What you want is this nice stacking of blocks so that you have a nice solid foundation. So same with our body. So as you find those sits bones on the ground, and then you can just kind of find a bit of length in your body. You don't want your shoulders up here, which sometimes happens. We think, oh, length. Just let them relax, but lift up through the body. So lifting up nicely, just nicely and gently. And the head is nicely somewhere here. And you're just here. This is easy pose. And you've found yourself on the mat. So now that we found this nice moment, we can start to bring focus. So focus means like bringing our attention to something. And that's a very mindful practice. So I just want you to clap your hands 3 times with me. 1, 2, 3. And just feel what that feels like. Feel what you can feel. So I can feel, it's like tingling in my hands, maybe where they were smacking, but just really pay attention to that feeling. And now look at your hands. Marvelous things these hands are. Just give them a little wiggle and look at them. Look at the whole hand. So look at your right hand and your left hand. Pay attention to it. And then bring your mind, your focus, to individual places like your thumb. Maybe your index finger, this finger here. Maybe your middle finger, this one. Maybe your 4th ring finger. Maybe your pinky. And just send your attention from right hand to left hand, moving your neck a little bit, looking at both. Really bring your mind into that attention. And I don't know about you, but what I notice is that my hands really stand out because I'm really bringing all my attention. So we're bringing our focus to our hands. So that's a great way of finding focus, like bringing our mind into what we're doing, into the moment. Next, bring your hands behind you and just lean back a bit and uncross those feet. So your feet are now in front of you. And I like to lean on my hands a little bit here, just a little bit, find that earth. And then do the same with your feet. So we're going to stomp our feet 3 times. You can do it one at a time, or you can do it together. So 1, 2, 3. Just a gentle stomping. stop your feet there. Again, feel the sensations. Can you really feel? Maybe you need to close your eyes to feel your feet touching the earth. And then you can just tap your feet a bit, wiggle your toes. And maybe open your eyes and look down at your feet now and see both your right foot and your left foot. And bring your attention to your big toe, maybe your pinky toe. Just look at your feet and feel the ground beneath you. Cross your legs again. And now we move into a leaning. So sit in your easy pose, one foot in front of the other, find the earth, find those sits bones first. And then just lean your body right to left. So we brought attention to our hands, attention to our feet. Just very gently start to move that body. And what does that feel like? Going side to side. It's like we are a tree moving in the wind. And I happen to be sitting outside, so I can hear the trees as they blow. The wind blows through their leaves and branches. And then come back to middle. And you can feel how much movement your body has when you let it just move naturally. Just what that means, moving naturally, is just letting your body move. It's really that simple. And that, our body is made up of all of those wonderful fluids, and there's muscles, and there's all kinds of things. So you just let it find its natural groove, like a little dance, a tree. You can even bring your hands out for a minute and just have a moment of enjoying the movement. Your sits bones we talked about on the ground are like the roots of the trees, and then you can move around nicely like this. Okay, moving into breathing, really important. And sometimes when we get a little anxious or a little stressed, we breathe really quick and fast, and we don't send all of that nice big breath into our whole body. So let's think about that. Let's think about how we can calm ourselves with our breath. It's very, very powerful and very important, because when we get stressed, we forget to breathe. And when we face difficult situations, difficult moments, we forget to breathe. So put your hands in front of you. See your fingers. These are my hands. Now I want you with one hand, mine's going to be my left hand, and I'm looking at my right, and my fingers are spread, and I'm going to trace my hand really slowly, and as I go up, I'm going to breathe in. As I go, breathe out, I go down. As I breathe in, I go up. As I breathe out, I go down. Take your time with this. Breathe in, feel that body. Feel the whole body like a balloon inflating, and as you exhale, it's like a balloon deflating as your body gets rid of the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And you can go on to the other hand if you wish. And while you're doing the other hand, I'll continue to talk about breathing. So you can feel as you're tracing your hand, you're bringing that focus that we talked about to your hand. You can feel the sensations of the breathing in and breathing out. So as you're breathing in, you're taking in all of this air, filling the body. And as you exhale, you're just getting rid of what you don't need anymore. So any moments of anxiousness or anything, it just is going to come out of your body. You're going to get rid of what you no longer need. So returning, just finishing off that hand nicely, and just bring your hands together and bring them here and feel one another. Next thing in the breathing, bring your hands so that they are one on top of the other. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. It can be that way if your right's on top and your left's underneath, or that if your left's on top and your right's underneath. So whatever feels comfortable, and just find that position again. Check in with your body. Are you slouching like this? Remember the blocks? Stack your body. Stack those bones on top of one another and let the muscles lift you. So now as you inhale with this elevated breathing, you inhale, you fill the body. As you exhale, comes out of your body. Inhale, exhale. And this is really nice because you can see the action that we're looking for. Sometimes having that focal point, that focus, something to look at and something to concentrate on, you can feel the motions. Also, you can make it a little bit more fun, and you can really feel the body and really exhale. So that's a great technique to really get the idea of how you're breathing full and big in the body to keep that nice calmness. Moving on from breathing, let's come and stand up and go to my notes. Stand up. I'm going to stand all the way back here, and we're going to start with some mindful movement. So stand up and just find the ground beneath you again. So we're in a different spot. We're not sitting down now. We're now standing up. So we need to make a new connection with our earth. There it is beneath us. Now you might want to grab a little chair or something to lean on, but take your weight a little bit on the left and just let your leg, let your foot first go round 3 times in a circle, and then 3 times in the opposite way. So clockwise and anti-clockwise, so one way, and then balance it out the other way. Then come, find the middle, put your weight on the right and lift your left a little bit, and then just turn your left foot 3 times one way, and then 3 times the other. So you can lean on a chair here if you need a little bit of support. Then bring your feet down, nice and balanced. And again, you can use the chair, put the weight on the left, lifting up through the body. Now just let the leg move. So you're now moving in what we call this hip area, but it's very mindful movement. So again, it's all about bringing that attention, just letting the leg come and find that balance, and then bring the left leg, weight on the right, little bit in the left. And it's like we're unstirring all the emotions and just finding where that balance is. So a nice bit of movement through the legs, finding that focus. So next, bring your right arm out and turn your wrist one way 3 times. Keep a nice bend in your knees, and one way the other. Bring your hand down, bring your left hand up, same thing. Left wrist comes round 3 times. And then the other way, so we're always balancing. Keeping a softness, a bend in your knees is always a good idea, so that we keep protection of these knees and put the weight in the muscles where we want it. Bring your right arm out again. This time, turn your arm right. So now we're moving into this shoulder, just getting a little movement. And thinking about those 3 one way, and then 3 the other. Bring your left hand out, arm out, and then one way, 3 times, and the other. Ask yourself if you're still breathing. Sometimes when things take a little bit of mind and body coordination, so mind and body working together, we forget to breathe. So now just have a little shake, and now inhale, draw your arms up, and as you exhale, you rotate the wrist. So we're kind of bringing some of those things all together, yeah? Inhale up, exhale as your arms come out, you rotate the wrist all the way around. And one last time, I like to bend and stretch up, and exhale, come all the way out. And just give a little shake to the body. And now bring your attention to your hips. So we did all of those swells one way and another. Bend your knees, and maybe you can just very gently move your hips 3 circles, and then move your hips the other way 3 circles. So getting into all those big joints, and just sending the mind there and saying, okay, concentrating on different parts of the body. Now here's the body as a whole. So give it a little wiggle and a little shake. And now inhale, lift your arms up, bend your elbows, and then push away. Bring your hands down. Inhale, draw up, bending those elbows, and then actually think about all the things you're just pushing away, but really slowly. It's what we call controlled movement, very mindful. Inhale and then exhale, push away. And then come down and just give a little shake here. Nice little shake. And then come to sit on your knees. So I'm sitting like this on the back of my heels, you see? But you can sit with your legs crossed as we did before. And now just take your neck, your head, and find that placement. So we're stacking again, nicely stacking. And just very slowly bring your chin down a little bit. So we're not pulling our head down, we just very little bit. Chin comes down, chin goes up. Chin comes down gently, chin goes up. I'm closing my eyes because it feels really nice. You can keep your eyes open if you want. And then up, so 3 times. And then turn to the right, turn to the left, turn to the right. And if you did it the other way around, left first, then right, doesn't matter. Just do the opposite. Very gentle, very gentle. So think about the movement. Think about where your head's going. Think about where your head's going. This is really good if you've been on the screen or reading a book, and just a nice stretch through this neck. It carries a lot of weight. Our head is very, very heavy, so we want to make sure that we keep it nice and positioned on our head, and also the muscles are supporting it, and I keep them nice and healthy. This time just tilt your head to the right a little, come to the center, tilt to the left a little, come to the center, to the right, and to the left. A lot of the things we're doing are in 3s. Just feels nice. It's a good number. And then come to the center. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to count to 10, and we're going to rub our hands and get some heat. So I'm going to count to 10 out loud, and you count to 10 if you would like to join me. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And just stop there. Feel the heat between your hands. Right? There's a nice strong heat. You just feel it. But also you can feel your heart is just picked up a little bit because you created all that energy. So that rubbing together creates the heat, and it creates a little bit of pumping of the heart. So you just get a little bit more energetic. Now with that heat, really focus. Close your eyes for a minute with your hands closed like this. Feel the heat between your hands. That sensation. Just take a minute to think about it. And now bring your hands, and if you're sitting on your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs, your upper leg here, and just put your hands down there a minute. I can still feel some heat. Maybe you can still feel some heat, but I can still feel some heat from the palms of my hands. And that's energy. That's energy shining out through your hands, that heat. And it feels really nice. And it reminds you that we're all connected. Everything's connected to the universe. Now come onto your sits bones again. So come onto your bottom and find a nice position here. And very slowly come to lie down. Ooh, the fun part, the lying down part. So lying down like this is really nice after we've moved around and had mindful movement. We have mindful breathing and mindful stillness. So lie down, bring your legs a little bit wider than your hips so they just come out a bit. So you're a bit like a starfish if your arms are out here. But for the moment, put your hands on this area here, your belly, okay? Just put the palms of your hands down on your belly. And close your eyes and start to breathe deeply. So imagine that your belly is a balloon, and as you inhale, actually feel it growing like a balloon, and as you exhale, it deflates. As you inhale, you feel that balloon, and you can really feel it in the palms of your hands, which are nice and warm after that activity. And exhale, the balloon deflates. Oh, quick, let's make it big again. Fill the balloon, and now empty the balloon. And carry on doing this with your breath. And this exercise here is such a good one to really, really put mind, body, and breath all together. You can really feel what your body is able to do. Filling with air and getting rid of old air and stale stuff that might sit in our belly. And so taking this a little bit further, keep breathing, filling the balloon and emptying the balloon. You can start to think the balloon is also filling with energy. So when it gets big and I inhale, the balloon is filling with all this lovely, freshy, great stuff. And as you exhale, you're getting rid of stuff that you don't really want. So any sadness or any boredom or any stress, it just goes when the balloon deflates. So by taking these nice long breaths, you can really see your body fill up with all the beautiful things in life. And as you exhale and empty the balloon, all the other things just float away. Now, our last little moment is a moment called, it's like switching and switching off your energy, if you like. So when you have tense energy, your muscles all go, your whole body goes, and you can feel it. Just do this for a minute. Go, squeeze up like a ball and scrunch up your face and scrunch everything up just for a moment. You're really tight. And then let go back into that lying position. And just take a moment there to, you can feel how they feel different, right? When you're curled up and tight in a ball, it feels tight and tense and everything is rigid. And then when you let go into this lovely long stretch, it just feels like, feels really nice. So with your energy, try this by lying down. So it's a little bit smaller of a movement. So scrunch your face, make your hands into fists, and maybe point your toes for a minute and just squeeze your muscles, just gently let go. And then you feel what it feels like. So you can tighten and loosen. So tighten, switch on, switching on the energy and letting everything go, letting the hands go. And one more time, tense, tighten and let go. Let that breath out of your mouth and make a sound. Just stay there for a minute, a moment. Feel the ground beneath you. Back of your body is lying on the floor, like a starfish shape. And your body is nice and calm and balanced. Mindful practice. What that means is we bring attention, we bring focus, we think about what we are doing before we do it. We breathe, we think, we feel, and then we do. Draw your heels up and roll onto one side, and mindfully and carefully push yourself back up. And just come into that easy pose again, just for a moment. Find your sits bones and stack your body like you're stacking the tower blocks. And just find yourself here. Close your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, little yogis and yoginis. This mindful practice is a wonderful thing to do. Helps you reset your body, helps you reset your mind, and just brings a little focus and a little wellness into your life that we all need. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. You're beautiful people. Thank you.